Prez Grits Presents, and I'm actually gonna try something very interesting. So I am Prez Grits. This is Prez Grits Presents, and we're gonna do a little bit of a reaction. I'm gonna do a reaction to the the multiverse saga. So this is new Rockstars, the guys at new Rockstars. Looks like they've come out with something. It's a little bit long. It's 45 minutes, so I probably won't do the whole thing. In fact, I should probably do something much shorter than that, just being that this is my first go around. Like, why am I going to try to do something so long? But then again, like I can do edits and stuff like that. So, I can, and perhaps there's pieces of it that are interesting. So, what we'll do? We'll go ahead and we'll jump in. We'll check it out.
I was totally
And,
stranded.
and we'll see what it is.
So what happened?
Of course, there's
Started buying
commercials, of
Charmin
course.
Super Mega Roll. Charmin Super Mega Roll is 6 rolls.
I guess
of
we're
one.
gonna sell some Charmin.
Enjoy the go with
Oh
Charmin.
right, so I'll just edit out this part. I'll edit out that part.
Welcome back to New Rockstars. How will the end of the WandaVision bring about the multiverse saga in the MCU? Also, what exactly is the multiverse saga? And will it include the Muppets? Because let me tell you, I've got a ranking, and I'm here to piss everybody off again. I'm Jessica Clemens. This is Rogue Theory. It's exactly what it
Rogue
sounds
Theory.
like. It's a show where I want to hear your theories, and
Okay.
they better be X-Men style Rogue. Joining
Ah!
us today,
X-Men style
our
Rogue.
very
Oh.
number one resident Mephisto hunter, aka Daddy Eric Voss.
Eric.
Hi. I'm so glad to be here in the trenches with you guys figuring this shit out.
Oh my gosh,
Hey.
people are gonna eat this shit.
I'm about to. Ah.
We have another returning guest from Rooster Teeth, Kayla Milton. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Glad to be back.
And last, but certainly not least, is our another returning guest, co-host of the Filmlosophers, Eddie Villanueva.
What's up, guys? I'm glad to be back again, and obviously, you know what? It's going to be great to get back into the trenches with Eric, because Eric tends to come up with these really weird ideas that I just tend to follow. So, I mean, let's go with
I
it.
follow
You're
the
often
ideas too.
wrong. I'm sometimes leading you off a cliff, but you'll love
Yeah.
to follow me on that
You
drop.
are
It
the Pied
depends on
Piper.
your definition of truth. So, my definition says you're mostly right. So, I mean, hey, just...
My definition says you're usually right. Oh, goodness. Put that in the back pocket. Don't ever say that again, because he's always wrong. Sorry, boss. It's true. Let's get into it, though. Let's get into it. Put Voss to the side. The MCU wrapped up the Infinity Stone saga with Endgame, and we've all been waiting and wondering what's next for the MCU. There's been major hints that the next thing is going to be the multiverse saga. The multiverse gets name dropped in Spider-Man Far From Home. It's the title of the new Doctor Strange sequel, Multiverse of Madness, and Loki
Multiverse of
obviously
Madness.
is going to be delving into like
Loki.
some time traveling, like dimension happening madness.
Happening.
With that
It's
being
happening.
said,
Dimension
it's
happening.
Hopping in them
it's
dimensions.
happening. So my question for this Rogue Theory and for you guys is, how could WandaVision set up the multiverse saga next?
I had an idea about this. I want to hear what you guys think, because we found out in WandaVision that it's set before even Spider-Man Far From Home, which is weird, let alone Spider-Man No Way Home. And I'm wondering if, like, the fact that it is set in the weeks after Avengers Endgame, Falcon Winter Soldier seems like it's dealing with the aftermath of Endgame. All these things, are we looking at another Nick Fury's big week? Remember, like, in Phase 1, they said that, like, Iron Man 2, Captain America, Thor, and the Incredible Hulk were all, like, roughly in the same week leading up to the Avengers. Maybe we're going to be visiting a lot of these other titles, and we're all going to show where they were as Avengers Endgame was ending and as the Westview anomaly blew everything up. And we're going to check in with all these different properties, just because it seems like No Way Home is going to have to deal with the immediate aftermath of Far From Home, and that's going to lead directly into Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and that all these things are going to be happening concurrently, as opposed to title 6 months after that, next title 6 months after that, title.
I have to agree
That's
with you.
very
'Cause,
crazy.
If you look at the way every film had pretty much offered the information right after Infinity War with the snap, you had all these, cut scenes, the mid-credit scenes of when, the snap happened in their film.
Yeah.
And it was just catching everybody up on the different facets of what the snap looked like for Nick Fury with Ant-Man and the Wasp and Hank Pym and with all these different people. I think these shows are just going to do exactly that. They're going to fill in that gap to the point to where we get that one moment that essentially epitomizes what happens in this next part of the saga.
It's also like you don't know what's going on. The multiverse with what we're seeing in WandaVision also looks so everything's moving so quick. We don't know time. Well, we know where it's taking place, but we don't. Things are moving so quickly in that bubble that in the it makes complete sense why you think like instead of 6 months it'll be like 5 days. Every day is a different movie. Like if it's gonna be like March 21st, March 22nd. So I see that.
Yeah.
I wish you were wrong, but I could see it. So with that being said, if we're connecting all 5 movies, are we saying that Wanda will appear in those next 5 in the next movies? Do you think, or do you think she's gonna be the villain going forward?
I think for some reason, so
I don't think she's gonna
I
be the villain
have
going
this
forward.
romantic thought, if you will, where just prediction-wise, at the end of WandaVision, we're not only going to see, because in previous New Rockstars videos, we did make the assumption that possibly this may be the end of Vision's appearance throughout the MCU at this point in time. However, I kind of have an illusion that at this point in time, at the end of WandaVision, Wanda is also going to go away and become this ultimate like cosmic force that surrounds the multiverse of madness. And not only is she going to be omnipotent, if you will, or omnipresent in the situation, but she's also going to have a hand in every film without actually physically being there.
She'll be like Lucy, or what's that Scarlett Johansson movie where she's just like
I don't know.
technology
I don't
now?
know.
Lucy?
I don't know about that.
Exactly.
I don't know about that.
Exactly.
I don't know. I can't even.
How many Scarlett Johansson movies where she's just a disembodied AI?
Joaquin
Are there
Phoenix is going to
multiple?
come
Yeah,
in.
that's-
Oh
I
my
know,
God.
but
That
there's
seems-
Lucy and there's her.
There's actually a
and
lot.
Yeah.
The other one, the
Yeah.
The
one.
voice.
Oh
The
my
That's-
God.
voice.
That seems like a lot.
She's just good at playing this character and playing this role, so they're gonna have it in every
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
No,
It
no.
would really be good for a disembodied robotic voice. I feel like that Scarlett Johansson would be fantastic.
Exactly.
Someone said call that name. She goes, they go, no, Scarlett Johansson. What if it's Scarlett Johansson is the voice of White Vision? Sorry, now I'm going on a
That'd be
tangent.
so
This is why I
messed
shouldn't have hosted. That'd be so weird. Also,
That would be
people
super
are saying
weird.
that they want it to be Ultron's voice, which would be super
Oh.
sick. But I don't think they're gonna bring
Yeah.
Ultron back. Do you think they're
No.
gonna bring Ultron
Yeah.
back?
By the
I'm
time
starting
this
to think they
video
might
will
bring
have
Ultron
aired,
back.
There's a video coming out on the channel that's already out on the channel. So if you're watching this, but I kind of go into a theory of how Ultron might come back, but I don't think it's gonna be his voice, because then it's a weird cognitive dissonance where it's like, wait, why it's Paul Bettany's face, why is it Ultron's voice? And then also a lot of people in other countries watch this, they'd be like, oh, they brought back that one German voice actor who dubbed Ultron in the German Age of Ultron to come back, and they're like, it's not gonna be there for them. It's weird.
Yeah, it wouldn't translate for the international audience. You're right.
That's right. Hey, you gotta think about the international audience at the end of the day, which I think everyone's doing right now.
Do you guys think Loki is going to be set? It seems like it's going to be set right as he tumbles out of that rabbit hole when he escaped in Endgame. Are they going to reference like the Westview anomaly? Are we going to hear Owen Wilson mention Westview in Loki?
Well, we have that one scene in the Loki show, in the trailers, where we do have Owen Wilson's character kneeling down to that little girl, or talking to the little girl, and in the background you have that stained glass window with that kind of devilish character. So devilish. So
do not
who knows?
support Boss. do not support his theory.
So
You
who
don't
knows if I feel like there's more of a connection between what's going to happen in this show and Loki, in terms of the front end of things that are happening and the back end of things that are happening, and kind of coming together to create this sandwich, if you will, of the events to come that are going to start off this new saga of MCU.
If I had to throw my hat into the ring,
Okay.
I think that we're just gonna enter an age of wackiness where everything is just a what if scenario between Doctor Strange, Wanda, and Loki, where it's just like everything that you saw doesn't exist. Was it real? Who's to say? Timelines? I don't know her. And it's just gonna be all like, hey, in 5 years, once they put out their final movie in Phase 3, you're gonna realize what the real timeline was, and not a moment sooner.
It's going to be MCU Dallas, where Liz opens the shower and, oh, you're still alive. Just,
It seems like they got half the writing staff of Rick and Morty to be writing all these next shows and movies, right?
Yeah.
Like, it seems like they want it to be kind of a madness.
Interdimensional.
absurdist world where where nothing's really true, but then things can also be really dark and meaningful in some places.
I feel like that's gonna be very true with Loki. They're just gonna first off, Loki is very going forward after the Avengers movies he was in. He's very much like comic relief. So now he's getting his own series, and it's just gonna be like, can't wait to see all the craziness this man gets into. He's gonna bomb everything by accident.
No, Loki's gonna be great.
It's gonna be. I feel like the trailer that we did see is only a little bit. It's not gonna be even half of what we expected.
Oh,
I
the trailer
agree
gave
with
us
Kayla,
gave us
where
nothing.
It's just like
Yeah.
they're gonna just throw stuff at us. And be like,
Sure.
You thought. You thought.
Yeah.
Or we thought too much, which happened with WandaVision. We just thought we overly thought, and we were like, oh, it's that simple. Okay, I get it. So, how will titles like Shang-Chi and the Eternals connect to the multiverse? We talked about Loki and how it would kind of
will
connect.
Shang-Chi
We
connect?
also didn't really. We could talk about like how we think Spider-Man will connect, or even the Multiverse of Madness. Though I'm sure we kind of get it from the sense of the title. But what about Shang-Chi and Eternals?
Yeah, I'm wondering when Shang-Chi and Eternals will be set. Like, Eternals is going to, like, go back and forth from a modern era to, like, ancient times. Shang-Chi seems like it could be set at any point, really, because it's involving the Ten Rings, and the Ten Rings have been around forever, and the Mandarin. But, like, I assume it's going to be set after Iron Man 3 and after Trevor Slattery went to jail, just because I think that short, All Hail the King, is canon,
Yeah.
right? So
Yes.
it seems like that was the real Mandarin being set up. They could do a Black Widow scenario, and this is just set like after Civil War, but before Infinity War, or it's set during the blip. I want to see a movie that's set during the blip, like during that 5-year period, because there's so many great stories that they could be told. I hope they just don't skip over that, you know? Shang-Chi could be one of those, or
True.
Eternals
I
could be
feel
one
like
of
I want to
those.
know
You got
like
a whole
what went down with
5
the
years worth
government
of
during that time,
space
like
of anything happening
what
from
really happened.
the
5
beginning
years.
of Sword, and seeing Maria Rambeau beginning that whole organization, to you have everything. There's so much that you can fill in that space with and understand more so about the implications, the more impact, if you will, of the decisions with Wanda and with Vision, and whatever happens at the end of WandaVision as well.
I'm going to be super quick. I feel like I'm not too well versed on the Eternals, but my one hope, going back to what you said about that 5-year period, is, I don't know, I feel like with the three, with the Netflix shows being out of Netflix jail now, maybe that they want to go into that 5-year period somewhere on Disney Plus. I would love to see what those characters did during the blip, if they didn't get snapped, because technically we don't know. So it's just like, hey, maybe I don't know, maybe Jessica Jones is just like vibing in her apartment when the blip happened. We get to see what that looked like for 5 years.
And I think we're missing a really huge part of those 5 years, and that is what happened with all the people who blipped.
Yeah.
Where did they go?
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
And maybe there's some kind of subconscious programming or abilities that were imbued on them being within this cosmic subplane, if you will, and recognizing, like, through those 5 years, maybe all those people who blipped are going to become those mutants once they come in contact with.
No, they can't become
cosmic force,
mutants.
the hex
No,
force.
no,
I want
no,
it to happen
no,
so badly.
no,
I want the
no,
blip to affect
no.
that. Ooh, yeah. I want it
Not
to
in that
affect
way.
so badly that way. Where I want to see what's happening in that 5 years, definitely. But we've talked about this.
I don't want the blip
I
itself
want
to
see
create
like
mutants.
more mutants come in any form possible, like in any way that you can bring it into the world. And if
You
that
could say
blip
the energies
affected
that
situation,
changed the
then I wanna
universe during the
see
blip
that
brought mutants, but
happen. And
not when
I
people
feel
got blipped
like
away and came
this
back.
is something
They
Kevin
came back
Feige's
with
already thought about.
no,
He's like, I'm keeping it
no,
in the
not
back
that.
pocket. We already
Not
got
that.
5 movies coming your way. You hold up, then we'll go back to the blip.
Not that.
Like, he is ready, but I don't know. I need them to bring in some sort of like mutants this way, or any other
That'd be
superheroes
so
that maybe we're not
sick.
talking about. We talked about briefly how in WandaVision, how we thought when they were like, oh, it's
The daughter's body when she was going through the wall for that last time. What if that was just it reacting
Monica?
to all the blip chemicals in her body, giving her mutant powers?
It's not mutant powers. It's not mutant powers if it's blip. It's not mutant powers if it's... Stop saying that. Stop saying that. It's not how mutants work. It's not mutant powers. It's something kicks in that's
I've never
mutate
been
powers.
hyper Marvel
You
theory
can have
until
something inside you,
exactly
and
right
yes,
now.
you can be reacting to
You're
something
welcome.
else, and
This
that
is
makes
what
you a
Rogue Theory is
mutate's
about.
fine.
Go
But
off
like,
on it.
like,
The idea
like,
that people said
like
that
Wanda.
if they could put the
If
blip
her
in the
hex
water,
power
that's
is a
how.
mutant
That's
power,
probably the
but
most
she's also a
ridiculous
witch,
theory I've
then
ever
that's
thought
fine.
about.
That's
You
how
can get
you're
it
a
from
mutant.
drinking water.
You just
Everybody
are.
would be a superhero.
How many times do I
What
have to say
they
this?
how in Spider-Man, how like they were gonna have all the other Spider-Men make cameos for the multiverse thing. They could easily do that with the Fantastic Four, and it would give me the most satisfaction because
It would only work. It would only work if they bring back the 1993 the independent film for Fantastic Four. They would have to bring back
the
one of
Roger
them
Corman
one.
one?
Exactly.
So
Like,
they have to bring
that's
back
the only way
every
it would.
Fantastic Four.
Well, not every, but like maybe the Reed Richards who was in that one or something. I mean, that would kind of tickle my
Hey,
fancy.
I'm here for it. They should try it. I don't know if we legally could do it. They could do anything at this point now. They might as well. They should get a
Hey,
jump start on
They
it.
got Disney money.
It's the House of Mouse. They can
Yeah.
do anything they want.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll make it legal.
So
They'll make
okay,
it legal.
We talked about it, and this isn't a competition, like Voss said. It's not a competition, but I'm here to award winners and their theories. Correct, Voss?
Ooh.
Yeah, do what you want to do. This is your
Winners
show.
and their
So
theories.
obviously, I have to give. Oh wait, I get to rate everybody's. Voss, you get one Cliff Bar wrapper.
Oh, yes!
You get one of these, which is the equivalent of like 2 Sparkle Bucks.
Oh, very nice.
So,
Congratulations.
because Cliff Bars have a good amount of calories. Kayla, I'm gonna give you 2 paintbrushes, which is the equivalent of 2 Sparkle Butts. And
They're really good.
Eddie, I reacted so wildly to your theory that you guys all saw me react. I'm giving you a half-eaten bag of snap peas from Trader Joe's, which is equal
Ooh.
to 3 Sparkle Bucks.
Very
3
nice.
Sparkle Bucks. So, yeah, they're really good. You guys should try them out. They don't sponsor us. We're going to go and theorize more about Falcon and Winter Soldier in a minute, but first, we also have to talk about our sponsors who make it so possible for us to give you Rogue Theory every week. Starting with...
All right. Well, that was my reaction. That was my reaction to new Rockstars, talking about the multiverse. And yeah, I mean, there are definitely some interesting things coming on the horizon for Disney, and I'm definitely here for it. I'm going to be making videos. You're going to be seeing a whole lot more of me. Whether, if you don't like it, that's fine, but hopefully you do. And we'll have a little bit of fun, and we'll, get into Marvel's cinematic universe, the MCU, right? Phase 4, so exciting. So yeah, we'll see you in the next video. All right, so that was my first YouTube reaction video. It was terrible, but that's okay. Everybody's got to start somewhere. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do my thing. I'm gonna post it. This is the worst I'm gonna look, probably, or maybe not. Maybe I'll look worse next time. Maybe I'll shave. Maybe I won't. Who knows? Who cares? I'm just gonna be out here having fun. Again, this is Prez Grits, and I had a lot of fun. I hope you all did too. And we'll see you in the next reaction.